Child against child sexual abuse is more common in Missouri than experts believed.
As part of a new state law, Missouri officials must track and assess each complaint. In a special report tonight, ABC 17's Joe McLean looks into how state agencies are battling this problem.
Unpleasant as it is to think about, state officials are now having to face the truth about how big a problem child against child sexual abuse really is. This time last year, the state had no protocol for dealing with the issue. I spoke to a victim's mother who recounted her experience.
Mortified, sad, scared, angry. It's pretty much all the emotions that you can feel wrapped up in one solid moment. And then you go into defense mode and take care of your baby. And that's what we did.
This mother, who will call Jane to protect those involved, says she was devastated to find out her 6-year-old son had been sexually abused by another child.
Just all these thoughts when you have a kid you never thought you'd have to think.
At the time in 2014, while there were very clear procedures for dealing with child abuse committed by adults, there was none for the same act committed by other children.
They would not take those calls, so that calls would either be referred to the juvenile office, they'd be referred to law enforcement. Oftentimes nothing would happen with these because these were very young kids.
That all changed in August of last year under a new law, which requires the State Children's Division to track all reported cases of what they call problem sexual behaviors in children under 14. Before it passed, the Children's Division thought they would be tracking about 600 cases a year. But in the past 5 months alone, they received more than 2,000.
Within the first few weeks of the calls, all of the workers that had been trained to do this had full caseloads.
Missouri Kids First, a child advocacy organization, works with the state to perform the required assessments. And they point out to call them assessments rather than investigations because they want to focus on changing behaviors of the aggressive child rather than punishing them. Caseworkers say getting to kids who abuse other kids early is key.
But unfortunately, what we've done as a society is only have a back-end response and only deal with sex offenders when they are 35, when they're 40, when they're 50. We want to address behaviors, interrupt them very early so that we can create a healthier society.
More than 7,000 men and women have served prison time in Missouri for sex crimes in the last decade. The most common offense is first-degree child molestation. Now, we've been in contact with the Department of Social Services for the past 6 weeks about this story, but despite frequent requests for an interview, they would not grant us one.
Joe, thank you. If you know of a victim of child abuse, you can call the state's hotline, and you can find that number here on our website, abc17news.com.